Hi, welcome to our neck of the woods.
Hello. Good afternoon.
So, with the recent Ida and the ones that are winding up out there in the Atlantic Ocean to smack us some more, I thought we'd cover some how to take care of your hygiene in non-electric situations, right? And this is assuming that you have some water source. So, you guys want to do the laundry? Yeah. Well, and I thought it was important because I remembered when Craig was having a really hard time down there, and I wish we'd have done this sooner, you know. But Nathan's fixing to hit, or it's hitting now. I'm not sure which.
Yeah.
And so for anybody out there listening, if you're stuck in a situation where you are controlling your water because you have a limited supply, or you don't have a generator, or there's no gas for your generator, those are things that we're going to talk about today. So I thought maybe I'd let you cover the little tiny setup and how that can be utilized. That are price friendly options. So,
yes.
So everybody talks about backups to your backups, and generators are going to cost you big bucks out front, and then they're going to keep costing you money for gasoline and maintenance and whatnot. And that is all good and well if you've got those kind of bucks. But I know when stuff goes down, you have to have a backup to that backup in case something happens, you know, in case it shuts down. So I think we'll start with the inverter. We have, what is that there, darling? It's a little cheap $20 inverter.
No, it's not $20.
Okay, well, I don't remember what.
This is a $45 inverter. 40 to 45, depending on where you're at in your area.
I don't know if they can hear you, babe.
You can get these right down at Walmart. There we are. So, EverStart 400 watt, 2 cords, goes to your car battery, 2 plug-ins, 2 USB ports, which is really nice to have. And my suggestion, if you have a battery or 2 batteries, if when you're running it off your car, the best thing to do is plug your cord right into this. Plugging your adapter that you plug into the wall into this and plugging your cell phone in actually draws more power from the battery than just plugging your cell phone cord right in here. This is good for like CPAP machine, a couple lights, or some lights.
Charging your electronics.
Yeah, charging your electronics, keeping yourself. Now, this size, yeah, you can't run your house on this. You can't run a refrigerator or a freezer or anything. But if you wanted to keep your electronics up, or you needed some, like for your CPAP machine, you can run your CPAP machine with this. A fully charged battery on from your vehicle, or one that you have that's an extra battery. I know batteries are expensive, but if you have one that's on your car, you can run your car. Of course, you run your car anyhow. So when you leave your house in the morning, you're out driving, it's charging the battery. Within 20 minutes, your battery's charged on your vehicle from starting it. Actually, within less than 20 minutes. Now that battery, when you get done driving, you come back home, that battery, as long as you don't leave your lights on, you leave nothing on, is completely charged. So you can use this overnight off that battery for like some lights or whatever, and then you turn your lights off. Something. All you got to do is just start your vehicle and just let it sit and idle for 10, 15 minutes to 20 minutes. Yes, you're using gas, but not as much gas as a generator uses. Generators, now the one we had was the Duralast, and it had a Briggs & Stratton engine on it, 5-gallon tank, 5 horsepower, 5,000 watt. The only thing I don't like about it, yes, they do come in great situations, and any generator, they usually run full power on your motors anyhow. When you turn them on, they're on full blast. They're not idling. Reason for that is your engine runs at 3,600 RPM, which the generator head has to run at 3,600 RPM. Now, I just experimented with getting a 10,000 watt generator head, couple pulleys, and I ran it off my tractor with my tractor engine. Let me back up a little bit here. You get about 8 hours out of 5 gallons of fuel running a normal generator.
On average.
Yep, it's on average. Then when I went and I experimented, I took a generator head that didn't come on an engine or anything, and I used it. It had a shaft out the end. I was able to put a pulley on it, and then I ran my lawn tractor. It's got a side pulley on it, and it's a garden tractor actually. But I changed the pulley sizes so it would run my generator head at 3,600 RPM with my engine being at idle. For a 10-hour period, I could use 1 gallon of gas versus 5 gallons in 8 hours. So it was a big difference in how my house ran and everything. But a backup, this is what you want to have when it comes to doing the rest of your home. You got to do math and different stuff like that. I can help out a little bit. I can't give you the answers on everything. I can just kind of tell you what I've done. We have a 5,000 watt inverter, and it runs the freezer, and refrigerator, as well as it can run our window air conditioner, and all the lights in the house. Now during the wintertime, we don't have to worry as much because the air conditioner is not running. But we do have a oil heater that runs off normal power, which I don't have my bank completely done yet. So once I get my bank completely done, then I'll be able to start running everything without being on grid itself. But it's going to take a minute to get to that point. I'm actually thinking about changing my direction on which way I'm going with batteries. I found out a couple of years ago I could get a tow motor, electric tow motor battery, forklift battery, and the amount of the amount of money I would put into batteries, I'm actually cutting it in half by purchasing one of those batteries, and one of those batteries will last you 5 to 10 years without having them changed. But other than that, we're doing emergency, and I'm getting off the emergency part of it because that's just getting into just having fun and hobbying.
Well, and just so people know that we've actually used the setup with the car battery. We had an extra battery. Yeah. And so what we would do is in the daytime, because we had a winter storm that took our power out here for 10 days. And so in the daytime, we had one battery that powered the stuff in the house, on the small inverter. So it was just lights and stuff, but it was enough that Raina and I were fine. We played board games, read books, things like that. We had a lot of fun. And then he would go to work and charge the other battery, and then he'd come home from work with a charged battery, and he would swap them out.
So I'd put I'd leave my car running, and I'd take the battery out, and I'd take the battery that she was using all day, and it was about 7 o'clock at night towards bedtime, so it was a fresh battery for watching the movies for Raina. But anyhow, I would swap the batteries, leave the car running, or I'd turn the car on, swap the battery out, let the car sit and run on the dead battery, which took about 20 minutes, and I'd come right back out and start the car right up, so then I didn't have a problem in the morning starting it up. And then we had the full battery, but from that night all the way until the following night.
So it is doable. You can do it, and it's going to cost you less if you do it. Yeah. If you needed that sort of thing in an emergency situation,
it works,
and you didn't have a couple $100 to throw at a generator, it might be more feasible. And that's all. I'm just trying to put out something that's going to be a little bit more feasible. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome. So that was for the emergency power on a budget. And the other thing about that, the beautiful thing about that is if you are a prepper, or you are somebody who's planning on relocating to another area, should certain events take place, that little inverter will pop behind the seat of your car and take up no space.
Yep.
Or up underneath the car, or in the back pouch, or in the back window.
Just real quick.
This is the big.
And these just hook right to your battery. You just clamp them right on your battery. You don't have to disconnect your battery from a car or anything. You just clamp these right on your battery, and you run the cord right from here with your battery hood kind of popped open.
I mean, even for people that like to go camping with those automatic blow-up beds.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Perfect.
One of these for, what is it, $30-40?
$30 to $40, yeah.
One of these, pop it in your car and just keep it in there, and then you've got instant power to blow up that bed while you're camping. You can carry an air mattress.
We've had this one for almost 5 years. And this inverter itself, if you do it, and we use it all the time. We've already gotten our money out of this for $40. For $40, yeah. We've blown mattresses up. We've used it for power outages. We've had it 5 years. So,
and that's just a little 400
on average,
watt.
That's $10 a year so far. Now next year will be a couple dollars less, and then the following. And if it does stop, there's fuses in the back. There are fuses if it does pop on you, but it shouldn't pop on you as long as you hook it up correctly.
And you can get them anywhere. You can get them at Harbor Freight, Lowe's, Home Depot, Wally World. You can get these little cheap 400 watt ones just about anywhere.
Just about anywhere.
And you can mount it
Boys.
if you're trying to do something like that for a stationary thing. You can do that. You can mount it.
It might not be that brand either, but you can get them.
It's a nice little portable inverter. Inverters are generators waiting for a power source. That's all they are.
Excuse me.
So that's just a handy little tip I thought about with all the new storms that are forming out there. I thought that might be useful and beneficial to some of our family down there on the coastline. The other thing, okay, hygiene. Let's get into the hygiene bit, okay? I remembered Craig talking about, like, the worst thing was that he didn't have clean clothes and he didn't have the availability of a shower. So there are a couple things you can do with that. If you've got water or access to water, and that is what this is dependent on, right? So we'll start with the clothes. Okay, so you've got a gallon of water you can spare to do some laundry, a 5-gallon bucket with a lid, poke a hole in the top, or beat a hole in the top, or melt a hole in the top, or get a hole in the top of the lid, and you take your broom handle and you unscrew it, right, or a mop handle or whatever, a stick would work, and you stick it down in there. You've got a little bit of detergent, you've got your laundry, and you've got your, like, gallon of water down in there, and you just, like you're doing a butter churn, you're washing your clothes. You know, try to reserve some water for rinsing them. Don't use too much detergent. I know all you ladies know this. I know you guys do. But this is for people who may need this advice later. So so you can do that. And if you don't want to use detergent because you don't have rinse water to spare, throw some baking soda in there. Baking soda would save you in so many of these situations, okay? It's going to absorb the oils and the odors out of your clothes. You can use it to brush your teeth. You can use it as deodorant. You can use it as a dry shampoo for, you know, where your hair starts getting really oily around your crown area and stuff. And yeah, a toilet plunger will work exactly. But you can brush it into your hair and it'll absorb some of those oils and some of those odors from your hair if you're unable to get out and wash your hair because you're in a situation with no power and you have no water, or you're saving your water for drinking and cooking and things. Yeah, white vinegar is good too. Actually, there's an all-natural, you can make your own all-natural shampoo and vinegar. Your shampoo is going to be like a tablespoon of baking soda in about 12 ounces of water. And then your conditioner is going to be apple cider vinegar in 12 ounces of water. Wash with one, rinse with the other. That's it. Because your hair likes a certain acidity just like your body does. You're a certain pH balance there. So, so yeah, baking soda is an invaluable resource in times like that. And so you can use it in all kinds of methods. You can use it dry. You can use it wet. The other thing is I wanted to give you guys our homemade laundry detergent. Somebody had asked me if we make our own laundry detergent. Yes, we do. And the recipe that we use, hold on, I brought it out here. The recipe that we use 1 bar of the Fells Naphtha soap. Can you guys see that? And this is just our recipe that we like. Okay. We like how it smells. It's nice and clean. Everything comes out of the clothes pretty much without any excess chemical use. Okay. So we use 1 bar of this. And usually my mother-in-law is the one that makes it. She enjoys making it. So she uses a cheese shredder. And she shreds it into a bowl. And she's shredding it while she's got 6 or 8 cups of water heating on the stove. And you don't want to get it boiling. You want to get it hot enough to melt the soap. Okay? So, and this makes a 5-gallon recipe. All right? So 1 bar of this shredded. And then you're going to put it in the pan and melt it. Stir it and melt it. And then you're going to put like hot tap water or warm up some water. Again, not to boiling. And you're going to fill that 5-gallon bucket you have for your laundry detergent about halfway full, or a little bit more, like between half and 3/4. Okay. It's a process more than a recipe. All right. So once you've got this melted, you're going to put it into that mixture, and you're going to put 1 cup of borax and 1 cup of Arm & Hammer washing. It's like baking soda, but it's for laundry. Now, having said that, you can turn baking soda into that washing powder. Okay, all you got to do is bake it at a low temperature for about 30 minutes in your oven, and it takes that extra hydrogen molecule or something out of it, and yeah, we've been making it for a long time. And the other thing you can do is, if you prefer scented stuff, see, when we make our laundry detergent, we make it for 2 families. So there are different allergens that some people have, different things like that. So we just make it plain. And then if we want to add anything, we'll add our essential oils in our load. You know, we'll put it in the soap that we're putting in that load instead of putting it in an entire batch. But you can, by all means, add essential oils to your laundry detergent when you're making it yourself. And there's something just nice and clean about it, you know? And the other thing is, you want to stir this mixture in this 5-gallon bucket. You're going to fill it up the rest of the way with hot water. You want to be stirring that every 2 to 3 hours until it completely cools. If you do not stir it every 2 to 3 hours until it completely cools, it will get like a jelly-like substance on top. Yeah, and then you're going to have it's going to act like it's not mixing right. But all it takes is every 2 or 3 hours, as it's still cooling, just go over and stir it back up again. It's not a big deal. So, and it lasts a long time. Yep, you can make powder as well. It's a washing. It's called Arm & Hammer Laundry Aid, and it's just like baking soda. It looks just like baking soda, only it's in the laundry aisle. My mother-in-law pays about, and in Ohio we get pretty good bang for our buck here. We pay about $2.50, $2.60 for a 1-pound box, right? It's a little bit shorter than a borax box. Washing soda, yes, thank you. And I can get a 3.5-pound bag of baking soda for that same price. And all you take is, you take it, you spread it out on a cookie sheet, baking soda, and you pop it in the oven at the lowest temperature, and you're going to bake it for like 30 minutes, and then boom, you have your washing. So my thing is, buy the baking soda, right? Buy the baking soda and learn how to make your own washing soda, because you're going to save tons of money that way. And you're going to have a resource with the baking soda. You're going to have a resource that's going to be invaluable. You're going to use it for cooking. You're going to use it for cleaning. You're going to use it for yourself, your personal hygiene. You can use it on your clothes. As a matter of fact, I wash my dog bed. I like a handful, right? Like a heaping handful in my dog's bed. But it takes all the odors out. So you really can't beat that. You know, I mean, when you have a multi-purpose, a multi-use thing, that's something you want to keep on hand, right? So I'm a big proponent of baking soda. And so I wanted to just talk to you guys about that stuff today. You can also make your own like baby wipes, you know, kind of like baby wipes. Now, the other thing is, we a while ago switched over from using commercial shampoos and conditioners, and we started using Castile soap, which is lovely, and we enjoy it. Now, when we can use that for our dishes, our hair, our body, our laundry, and that's our shampoo and our body wash. That's what we use it for. And it doesn't take very much. It goes a long way. And Castile soap is basically lye and olive oil. It's really, really good for your skin. You feel clean. It's really nice. I like it. So, well, thank you very, very much, Tracy. You're the best. You really are. So yeah, so this was some of the stuff that I want to talk to you guys about, because if you have certain things that well, I know, Betty, but you don't have to get it at Walmart. You can get it just about anywhere else too. it's going to be sitting like right beside the borax. Wherever you buy borax, you're going to find that usually. Because and the borax, man, borax is another one of those things you want to keep that around. Now, I have heard that you can take borax. Yeah, I do too. Castile soap is phenomenal. I love it. I love it. But what was I saying here? I'm sorry, guys. I lost my train of thought. So yeah, if you have multi-purpose items, you know, so if you live in an area that's prone to natural disaster and you don't know what to look for, it's very, very easy to find out what are some main things that you need to have stocked up a little extra, right? And when people talk about prepping now, it's been labeled as this, it's been labeled as that. Thank you, Tracy. I will get right back to the borax thing in one moment. Yeah, that's the thing, Betty. You don't have, I mean, that's what the recipe that we use calls for, but you can make your own washing soda. It's just basically baking an extra hydrogen atom out of the baking soda. So if instead of sodium bicarbonate, it turns it into like one other weird thing, and it works with your laundry, just like baking soda. So, but you can't put baking soda in warm water because it'll fizz up, and you don't want that. So yeah, so if you have a multi-purpose item, you know, I mean, it's if you're living in an area where you're prone to certain things during certain times of year, I think it's just beneficial if you have certain things that can help you in a manner, be it no electricity or something shut down or what have you. But yeah, so borax, let's get back to borax real quick. I was saying about borax. You can take borax internally. I am not a doctor. I am not a pharmacist. I am not an herbalist. I am not a natural health homeopathic medicine person. I'm nothing like that. I've done a little bit of research on it. I've never done it yet, but I do know that boron is a mineral that our body requires. And I do know that you can take that in water, but I'm not sure of the dose. So if anybody does know that information, please feel free to share it. I would appreciate it. Hey, Liz. Hey, Ship. Right on, Liz. So yeah, so if I were going to say, you know, keep a couple things, baking soda is absolutely at the top of that list, because you never know, and no matter where you live, you never know, right? So when you're prepping, unfortunately, they've turned it into something else, but our grandparents did it. Our parents did it to an extent. Our great-great-grandparents did it, and it wasn't about prepping for anything big. It was about preparing, being prepared for any occasion, right? So you have extra food put back just in case you need it. You know, you have things put back in case you need them. Not because you feel like something's going to happen, but just to be prepared. And those preparations can carry you through a long winter, right? Here you go. Here's the look of the box. Laundry booster, super washing soda. And again, you can make this right out of baking soda. It's so simple. And it says here you can use it for laundry, kitchen, spot cleaning, on upholstery, maybe
an orange one.
Oh, beautiful. Hey, we got a monarch in the yard. You can use it to polish your silver, your copper, your brass. I don't know if I would do that just because it's an abrasive substance. And yeah, you can use it to clean your pots and pans and everything with. So, laundry booster. But again, it's really easy to make your own of this instead of paying for this. Pay for something you can use multi-use. Buy the baking soda and learn how to make your own washing soda. It's super simple, and If you have to wash your clothes in a situation like that with no electricity, you get a sink, a bucket, a bin, any container that holds water will do it the job, right? Wash them by hand or use a stick and swirl them around, what have you. And then hang them out on a line to dry, because the sun is a natural bacterial killer, right? So drying things in the fresh air and the sunshine is the best way to go anyway, really. Dryers started because it helped kill the bacteria that gets to a certain temperature and can kill the bacteria in the clothes and stuff. So sunshine does the same thing. It just takes a little longer. So is there anything else you guys want to talk about today? Yeah, I stock baking soda too. Yep. Heck yeah, Tracy. Yes, all good things. All good things. Yep. Yeah. And that'll take care of all your cleaning for your body, your house, your kitchen, your dishes, your laundry. That'll take care of everything. That list that Tracy put, she said baking soda, washing soda, bar soap, borax, Castile soap, both bar and liquid, and vinegar. I see now, Tracy, they don't sell bar Castile soap around here. And I thought it very odd because, I mean, I live in Amish country, right? I can get goat milk soap if I want it right up the road. But I can't get Castile in the bar. Which I think that's basically what Fells Naphtha is, isn't it? Isn't this just the Purex brand of it? But this stuff is awesome too. I mean, and we like it. And we like the little natural scent that comes with it. And this is the only scent that's in the laundry is this Fells Naphtha. So that's what we use when we make our laundry detergent. And it works out well for us. We've never had problems with it. And it works. And if you do make that laundry detergent recipe, it does work in the high efficiency
washing machines.
Yeah. You can use it in high efficiency washing machines. So
we actually always called and found out. We found out.
Yep, natural bleach. That's right. And peroxide. If you guys didn't know, peroxide is actually a bleach solution. It's like 3% bleach or something. So peroxide is really good to have around too, because H2O2, right? Ooh. Hey, Betty, are you making your own lye or are you buying lye? Oh, thank you, LHS. Yeah. See, these are the kind of tips that you use, right? And lemon. The wonderful thing about lemons too, man, lemons are powerful medicine. So I always keep lemon juice stocked up in case I don't have lemons. And then I also have, you remember me guys showing you the True Lemon packets? And that is freeze-dried concentrated lemon juice in those little packets. And weighs nothing. And I get 10 packs for $1 at the Dollar Tree, which is one of my favorite little places to find things like that. Okay, buy the white lye buildings. Okay. And then what is your fat that you're using, Betty, for your soap? Because like that's all Castile is, right? It's just olive oil and lye. It's so simple, 2 ingredients, and it's a beautiful combination. And that's why, because it was originally made in Castile, Italy, is why it's called Castile soap. Beef. Okay, so you're using that's cool. I've used a lard soap, and those are actually really nice too. See, I like homemade soaps, and I was gonna well, it depends on if it's open or not, really. But lemon juice is kind of its own preservative. I've never had it go bad. I I don't know. I've never had it go bad. Never had lemon juice go bad. And it's because it's so acidic. Um, if it's real lemon juice and not an imitation type of lemon juice, it shouldn't go bad, I don't think. I wish I could give you a better answer, Ship. Oh no, Liz. That water story was too funny. And I got to do a special shout out while you guys are still here. Liz and Tracy, I love you gals so much. And our whole family fell out before Liberty was even over last night. So my apologies that we dropped it out on you. I hope that it was a wonderful, easy night for you guys. And I'm so sorry. So sorry. We did a lot of stuff yesterday, and then night came and we were just like, we were all crashed out. Yeah. Oh yeah, LHS, that's a good tip too. Yeah, you can freeze it, Ship. I get the freeze-dried packet, like the freeze-dried lemon juice concentrates too. Yeah, I know I've been letting you guys down a little bit this week, but Jeff's been trying to fill in for me. It's by the time I get to the end of the night, I'm pinching something so bad in my back that I can't figure out where, and I can't get it to straighten out. And by the time dinner time rolls around, I have a massive headache and I can't get it to loosen up. And then I toss and turn and twist all night, and I've got it this morning too, or I had it this morning, and then I've been walking all day, walking back and forth. We're going to take the tent down tomorrow morning, so I've been trying to do the mom thing and, pack everything back into the house so that tomorrow morning isn't so bad, especially if the rain comes early. Awesome. I try to be there. I try to be on my toes. I've just been, I don't know, I've been dealing with this for, well, you guys know, for at least a week now. This headache keeps coming back. It's like a recurring thing. So, but yeah, I wanted to just talk about and touch on some of that stuff with the other storms that are rounding up out there in the Atlantic and trying to come to shore. And I thought, well, now is a really good time to cover some maybe some more affordable alternatives for people for that kind of stuff. So if you guys have any more suggestions, pop them up here. We covered the use of an inverter, a small inverter, to power some lights, some electronics. You can use it with your car battery. So it's a good idea to have one of those anyway. It really is, as an alternative power source. And it's a backup to your backup. So like if you were like Craig and his original generator worked when everything went down, but then it died. So you would have a backup to that, So like if you have animals, you can make sure that they're not unduly suffering. And if you have a CPAP or something like that, like my mother-in-law's CPAP machine can run off of a battery and a 400-watt inverter for the entire night with no problems. And that was one of the first inspirations for us getting those, was to make sure that her machine works no matter what. So that's a backup to a backup. So she's got her own personal setup now in case that happens for when power goes out. And we also have our backup, and that's our backup for, like, as you see, we're still camping. And so we've been using that to charge the laptop, the telephones. Really, that's it, because when we're out here, we don't have lights or anything, out here. I did move the camp stove out here. This is actually, this is my kitchen right now. So, oh look, did you guys see my green screen trying to show up? Oh boy, that's funny. So yeah, And those little camp stoves are nice too. Those are they're not very expensive. And as you see, we have a little 20-gallon tank hooked up to it. So you can get something like this little camp stove and have one of these tanks hook up to it instead of buying those little cheap ones that run out after a meal gets cooked. And I can cook 2 or 3 months worth of meals on that sucker and make coffee because we have a perk pot. So my coffee gets made on the stove.
That tank there lasts us about a month.
We drink a lot of coffee though, in my own defense.
Because we also use it as a stove for the stove. And I bought the main house, of course, we have two 100-gallon tanks on the house. And at first I was just using that tank, and it would be about every 2 weeks on a main stove, cooking and doing everything. It was about a week and a half to 2 weeks on a 20-pound tank. And then I finally got it the 2 100-pound tanks, and then I experimented on our camp stove when we got it, and we hooked it up to the tank here. And actually our camp stove uses less fuel, us doing our absolute normal everyday stuff, and the camp stove lasts longer. So I'm looking into buying another stove that is a little more gas efficient, because the stove we have now, it's meant for propane too, but it just, man, does it suck the fuel down.
I want to try one of those Camp Chef, like with the 2 burners on top and the oven. I would really like to do that.
Because we also cook on a wood stove, so we're aiming to get away from the a range and just have our wood stove and maybe the Camp Chef, and basically the Camp Chef's for the oven.
Yeah,
because we don't have an oven for our wood stove, but we cook right on top of our wood stove.
I want to get a wood cook stove, not a big Pioneer Princess or anything like that.
I'd like one too, but
we have an Amish guy who has a wood stove store out the way, and he refurbishes them, and they're very popular things around here, right? Stove. So he's got some really nice old style ones, and I'm not looking to get anything big and blocky, but it's that's an investment, right? That's an investment for your home.
Yeah, because he's got one there that we really want, and the water hooks up to it.
And it's got a hot water reserve tank on it.
Automatic hot water heater. It's not non-electric. You gotta cook. You gotta burn every day. But that's why we want to go with the same idea of. There's another channel out there. Of course, we've told you a couple times, which is Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. And what they did was they built an outdoor kitchen, and they use that during spring, summer, and fall. And then once that winter hits, then they go inside. And once the wood stove started, that's when they move everything. Yeah. They're not everything, but they start cooking inside instead of outside. I'll put it that way.
I have cooked with a solar oven, you guys, but we want to actually build a stationary solar oven out here.
Yeah.
So we haven't built it yet because we've been figuring out placement for everything, where we're going to get the best direct sunlight, where we're going to get the best cooking time.
We've got a good idea what we want now.
And also because we are also doing this around a lumberyard area, right? And so on the property, it's a shared property, and we have a lot of things going on. So placement, we can't just build it willy-nilly. We have to have the right placement with the right sun, and we have to consider trees that need felled, how they're going to fall, because we didn't come in here and like haircut the land. We didn't want to do that.
Nope. We just took out what we needed.
So
and that was it.
Right. The trees that get taken down on this property are dead or diseased, and that's just how we do. There are a couple of live trees that I would like to have removed, and it breaks my heart to say that, but they are a hybrid species of something. Actually, one of you guys might be able to tell me. Hold on a second.
Yeah, when we first got the property, where we're sitting right now wasn't even cleared. It was nothing but a hill and nothing and trees. We took my brother and I about a month to get this part done here. About a month or so.
It has no fruit, no nut. It grows exponentially fast. And it takes over. It's a nice, it doesn't dome. It does not dome. It's more conical. Bilateral leaves.
Unless you get a really heavy ice storm, and then we have one that's bent over.
And they're sun huggers.
And it loves sun, yeah.
So I planted them because they're fast growing, and we were trying to do like a bit of like a natural privacy fencing type of deal. And I planted them on a little ridge line that goes up, and I thought they would be fine. I thought they would grow accordingly. I was wrong.
We were way off. Within 3
so they
years.
came up, and now they are like this. And now my flower bed that's underneath there gets zero light, and I have not seen my irises in 2 years.
They were up last year. This year we didn't get to see them. No, they were up last year. I remember Morgan went and picked one. And she knows not to pick irises.
LHS, it is. Hold on. Here, can I? I'm gonna walk you guys to show you the bark real quick. Yep. Okay. Oh, what am I doing here? Okay. Here's these gnarly fellas. There's the bark. And you see, here, let me show you the line. Sorry, you guys, if I'm giving you motion sickness. So I planted them. See? So, bop, 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 up this little ridge line here. And only the last one grew straight. There's that one. And I want those all taken down now because I'd like to have my bed back. But we have come up with another plan for that area. And what we're going to do is we're going to take those 4 trees out. And I'm probably not going to replant them here, but I may plant them around the property for a fence line because they're fast growing. I tried to do a green screen earlier and it worked for a second, then it didn't work, and now it's showing up again. So
well, that's cool.
Sorry, I was messing around.
Where'd you get that picture?
I don't know. It was in there.
That picture was in there?
Yeah.
Really?
It looks like one of the photographs I took of, because I thought they were partridge berries.
Oh, okay. I see them.
Yeah, it does look like they were reaching for the sun. So they didn't grow how I thought they would. Normally they grow straight up and down. That's okay that turned out that way. What we did was, another family had those, and they had them around their yard, and they were straight as arrows, right? But they were interfering with the electric line that the city had run. And so the city came through with a big old chopper saw and cut them off. So that family got upset. We're talking a long line of those trees.
It was 30 or so trees, 30 or more.
So we ended up with the tops of them. So we took the branches and made cuttings, and we rooted the branches, and I popped them into the ground.
And that's what we got. That's cool. All right.
Yeah, you can take it off if you want.
Well, we're sitting underneath the apple tree.
So
fruit of the forbidden love.
Now what we're going to do, what I'd like to do there, because I still need to keep sun on that bed. So I need to take those trees out. And then from their bases, I think we're going to go ahead and build we're going to build planter boxes, short planter boxes, but we're going to put, because we still want the same effect, right, of a little bit of that privacy screening. So we're going to take and do lattice up it, so that when we get those done, I can transplant my grapes and stuff into them. They'll have a place to grow and climb, and it'll still see sunlight through there. So, I know. They do some ridiculous stuff like that, a lot of times. And it's another one of those, it's a power grab. It's a power grab by big government, or even little government, any government. They're always power grabbing something, somehow, some way, right? Well, if your property includes part of the road, well, we have the right to come in and take more of your property for said road if we need to, whenever we want to. And they do that. They do that all over the place. So, and there's nothing you cannot fight those powers unless you know every comma and semicolon in common law, really, I think. So, I just thought that I'd share that with you guys. Yeah. Well, and like out here, a lot of farms have no spraying signs. And they'll go out and they'll get a section. Here's the Amish are smart. They're very smart. They will take one thing on their farm and get it certified organic. Right? They'll do all the processes, the feed, the no spraying, all that stuff. And what it does is it allows their entire farm to be organic and not be sprayed.
Yep.
And it's all about the location of the plot that they're getting certified. So they will actually go through the process and pay the extra money and get a certain crop or a certain field certified organic. And it protects their entire property.
So then they can't have it sprayed.
So just a thought for anybody that has that kind of property. Yeah. But you're still going to get stuff from the air. I mean, you think about it. If they spray people out there and on the West Coast, right, and a big storm comes in and blows that over the mountaintop, some of it's going to dissipate the mountains, but the rest of it's going to hit that, the interior. That's just how weather works.
Yeah, you see a spraying cloud above you or a chemtrail above you.
Chemtrail?
It's not for above you. It's for miles away.
Exactly, because they know it. They know how the wind casts.
Yeah, it has to dissipate, not dissipate. How do you want to say that? Spread, like spread in all those molecules and everything. It's got to spread out a little bit. And
Dissipate.
By the time it gets down to us, it's miles away. And you notice they do it right before rain.
Still laden with aluminum.
They do it right before rain, so it dissipates a little bit, and then when it rains, it hammers us.
Yeah, they do that, North Carolina girl. They do that with property as well.
Yeah.
They do that with property as well. And they will, like, they came and widened our road, and they took the corner of our property to do it, not the other properties on the other side of the road. And there's a reason for that, because of the way the land is situated, and that's fine. But they had the right to do that, and there's nothing you can do. They can rip your fence down. If you have a fence post up on your property and they need to do something to the road that's a public access road, unless it's a private road, you have no say in it. And even then, you have to pay for any repairs on those roads yourself if it's a private road. And we do still have quite a few private roads in this county.
Yeah.
And they don't show up on regular maps. They don't show up on Google Maps. But they do show up on Amish highway and byway maps. Have a good one, Shift Kicker.
See you, Shift Kicker. Nice seeing you.
Yeah, LHS, send us that. And, yep, they do. They pick the weather. They do. They sure do. And they do it. They do that everywhere. They're not just doing it to the United States. They're doing that everywhere.
Global. Except for over by the Irish.
Yeah, they will knock your stuff down without apology and tell you that you have no claim to do anything, and you're out.
But if you break a reflector of theirs, it's $250.
I don't know what happened. I didn't hit it. The deer did.
Yeah, the deer must have hit it.
But anyway, we thought we'd touch on some of that stuff. I know some of you guys are in the South, and I know that we do have more storms coming. I know here in Ohio, we're expecting side storms tomorrow and Wednesday. So I'm not sure what our signal will be like. And I didn't want to stay on a whole long time today because we are trying to get some stuff done. And it is kind of that harvest push, right? It's that pushed at harvest time to get everything done before first snowfall and first frost.
And that doesn't mean just harvest.
Right, exactly. It's that fall everything. Cleaning, it's moving stuff around, it's pulling out the winter clothes and putting the summer clothes away. It's all that good stuff.
Firewood areas cleaned up right now. Got to get ours all done.
Do you want us to come back on later? I suppose I could charge the laptop up and come back on later if you guys like. You do know that we mod over at Liberty, and we'll be there for the duration of his show. Yeah, right. Well, I'm sure the cost of streetlights have gone down when they make underhanded deals to put cameras in them, and then they say that they're charging There was a whole big scandal uncovered about those streetlights. Street cams and traffic lights that the cities were being billed X amount of big bucks for. And it turned out that the cities weren't actually being billed X amount of big bucks for them. It was a smaller amount of big bucks. And people were skimming off the top of the payment. Oh, hi, Bonnie.
Hey, Bonnie.
That's awesome. Oh, our dog does. He talks back with looks.
The only time he gets sassy is when I get the cart running.
And then he cries with joy.
Telling me it's time to go and which way to go.
We are having a wonderful day, and I hope everybody out there, I hope you guys are having a good day. Was shooting the shoot out of them pesky street lights. Hey, Farmer Son. Yeah, boy, you guys are coming late. I know a bunch of people had shows up today, and we just were trying to get back on track for you. Sorry we missed yesterday, but it was a day for family.
We had to get some stuff done, and then we had a mod meeting, and it's too much in between. I've been with Raina most of the day today. She and I guess it was gaming day today. It was Dad needed Dad's help on something.
Hi, Kathy.
Pretty much all I did was sitting there and kept her company. She was happy.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
I built a couple walls and some floors. She even did the redstone part. I had to help out a little bit on that part, but she was confused with the lamp and the torch and the dust on out the direction.
So
we got that all taken care of. There's that.
So does anybody want to come up before? Because, well, actually, I don't think I'm going to do that. We don't have that much time left on the laptop, really, and I do need to get it charged. But I feel bad because all you guys are just coming in. Oh no, it's pricey. That's why they are voluntarily killing people. They're selling their souls for it. Yeah. Those ventilators are killing their patients, and a lot of them know it. Good doctors and nurses are stepping back and saying no. And some of them, I think, are trying to are trying to hang in there so they can stop as much destruction as they can. Oh, you're all good, Farmer Son. All right, Nathan, we'll see you later.
We'll see you, Nathan.
But that's my opinion on that. I really do think that getting paid for death
Well,
was a way that
you need to sum that up for me a little bit, because there's for
they get paid
being
per
for this, and it goes all
all
the way up
right.
to
So they're getting paid per
177,000.
positive case that's sent there. They get paid an extra amount.
Then if you're hospitalized
For hospitalization, they get paid an extra amount on top of that if the hospitalization requires ventilator. So they're putting people who cannot survive on a ventilator, and then they get, guess what, even more money if they have a positive death.
it goes up. It starts down at that lower number, like you were saying, Bonnie. It starts right around 3,900. Well, once they get that, well then, we got pushed in the hospital. That's a whole nother chunk of change they get, or from the test, and then for the chunk of change for hospitalizing you, and then putting you on a ventilator and making you more sick. It just climbs up higher and higher and higher, and then at the end it was 177,000.
They did it to my dad.
Exactly. That's why we're not. It's just Exactly.
They took my dad from me. They did it on purpose. I feel they did it on purpose. I do not feel that the doctors had his best interest at heart. I do not feel that the nursing staff at the place that he was at had his best interest at heart. Nor do I feel that they did for anybody else in their care. And that's very frustrating for me. I have a couple cousins that are nurses, and they are some of the most loving people I have ever known, right? They have great hearts. They're in it for the right reasons. But that corruption comes in when you take that money. When you agree to take that money, that's it. That's when it all, as soon as the federal government started paying per head, per case, per ventilator, per death, doctors turned to murderers. They're no longer doctors. And I feel really sad saying that, I really do. I know what protocol requires, and I'm not trying to be snotty about it, okay? I promise I'm not. Yeah, those ventilators are killing people because the ventilator is... They'd be better off popping them into a hyperbaric chamber, in all honesty. But that's how I feel about it. And I promise you, although I'm not a doctor and I'm not a nurse, I've looked into this quite deeply because I was feeling some type of way about these people that I wanted to still believe, wanted to help people, that I still wanted to believe we're in it for the right reasons, right? So, right, Don, like you living in a Rubik's Cube that somebody took the corner out of and changed so you can never solve the sucker. We're more in the Matrix now than we ever were before, and everybody wants to unify, including me. I wish the world could come together in a big group hug and love could shine everywhere. Wouldn't that be splendid, right? Wouldn't that be beautiful? And I hope someday that'll happen. I don't know if that will happen in my lifetime or not, but I sure hope it will. I hope love wins. Yeah, the universe vibes are off quite a bit. The human resonance has been spiking like crazy. All right. Yeah, Tracy, it's an inverter. It's a small little inverter. Here, before you go back, let's just show you again. A lot of people missed it, so that's okay. This is a little, it's between $30-$40. You can get it at Wally World. You can get it at Lowe's, at Walmart, Home Depot, um, just about anywhere you can get these. And it's just a little 400-watt inverter. Going to cost you about $40. Got these cables that hook right up to your car battery. So if you had the money, you could buy an extra battery. Okay, and you could charge the battery in your car while you're driving. And then you could take it out and hook it up to this, or you could hook this directly to your battery in your car.
And just have an extension cord.
You can plug in, there's 2 USB outlets and 2 household outlets, 110, right? Those are 110 volt?
Yeah, 110.
Okay.
You can use this now using like a hair dryer on the 400 watt and one battery is not a good idea, but it's good for lights. It's good for, like she was saying, the best thing to do is plug your cell phone directly into this. Using the wall outlet charger will draw more from your battery than when you use this right here. The other thing that you can do is
you
if
get
you're
bigger
doing
watts
stuff,
too.
and as long as you, I'm not saying like I said earlier, yes, you're still using your vehicle and the gas, but you're not using as much as you would if you had a generator, 5 gallons per 8 hours. Your car might do 2 gallons and just at idle for 8 hours. So if you needed some light, or you needed to get something charged, or for your laptops, or you can run your TV. Today's TV is probably up to about a 40-inch. You can run right off of this. Old tube TVs wouldn't be able to. But once again, lights, just so you can see. That's the biggest thing. And the other thing is a CPAP. If you know anybody that has CPAPs, slowly get them to get ready. All they need is one good over 100 amp hour battery, and one of these, and their CPAP machine with the light will last all night until the next day, and then you'll have to put it like on a charger, or
take it out to your car and charge it.
If you have a
run
solar,
the car for like 20 minutes.
Yep, put the cables from your car to that battery and just let your car run. It'll charge that battery right back up to peak full, and then you'll have it for that night again if you need it. It's just little things,
Our cat came into the tent last night.
Yeah, for the first time finally.
In the middle of the night. And the cats don't really particularly care for the tent. And one of them came in last night, and the other one stayed in the house. And then this morning, he did something. Pillow did something he hasn't done in years, and that is he crawled up on my lap, and he just wanted me to carry him around like a baby.
Yeah.
And he hasn't done that since he was a kitten. Like, since he was barely outgrowing my hand.
Our animals have been up our butts here lately.
So there's definitely stuff going on.
Human residences, yeah.
There's definitely stuff going on. Everybody feels change coming. And I think there's still a lot of fear. I wish there weren't, but I think a lot of people still fear it because they still don't know. And even people that do know have that doubt in the back of their mind. So that, so I think,
duped how many times?
Well, and this is true, and that's all good and well, but I mean, this is where your faith comes into play, right? This is where your faith comes in. So, just, call for some protection for you and your household and for your animals and stuff, because animals, they feel the energy of the earth even more than we do.
Yep. And before we do.
Very strange and eerie. You guys are getting eerie feelings? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't think any of us actually... I don't fear death.
Death.
Oh, there's my little battery. I don't fear death.
We got about 2 minutes.
I fear leaving my husband without my good advice. I'm just picking. That is probably my only fear is like not being here to see Raina grow up and not being old with you and stuff, But
life is life.
It is what it is. Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing, you guys. Yeah. Just keep being the love, right? Just keep going out and just being the love, or be home and be the love, because you can send out love to the world without going out into it.
Yeah.
Many people do. Monty, anything that tells you is a lie, honey. I know you know that. Yeah. Well, listen, now's the time. Now's the time to stay strong with each other. And I wish we could stay in chat for a long time today. I'd have you guys come up, but we cannot. We do have our low battery already. And, but I will be thinking of all you guys. If you would like, we can try to come back on tonight. Would you want us to do it before Liberty or after? Well, Kathy, you better get going, honey. When you get messages like that, it's time. It's time to do as asked.
Then yeah, if that's yeah, absolutely, Kathy.
That's right. Well, okay. Well, maybe we'll try to come on after dinner tonight. I'm making chicken nuggets, so it'll be an easy dinner.
Yeah, we'll do it after dinner, and then we'll get off before
Liberty.
So,
we'll try to pop something up and let you guys know what time. I'm thinking it'll probably be around 5:36 on Eastern Standard Time, because we're Eastern Standard Time. So,
love you, Bonnie.
We love you guys.
Through the lines.
All right. I hate to cut it short, guys, but the computer's going to die if we don't.
Yeah, we are going to die. So
love and light.
We will come back on after dinner.
We'll be back in this evening.
I'll plug this thing in right now.
And then
I'll take it back to the house.
And we get E. coli. Well, watch the water doesn't mean, you look at it and don't boil it before you drink it, right? So, just saying. All right.
We'll be back on here in a little bit, guys.
Great, but we have to go. All right. Love you guys. We are signing off.